Hello everybody, you're very welcome to Magical Ireland with me. Today I am talking to the amazing Patti Negri. She is Hollywood's good witch. She has so many things, irons in the fire. She's been travelling all over the world. She's an author. She owns a magical school, Magicus. As I said, she's Hollywood's good witch. She's a psychic medium, and she has been our ambassador in 2022 on tour to Ireland, and she's going to be our ambassador again. Very interesting stories, very interesting life that she's led. So hang with us for about an hour and enjoy the show, and please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It all helps. Thank you so much. Patti, you have been all over the world at this stage since I talked to you last. How are you?
I am fine. Probably jet lag every which way I go, but I'm loving every second of it.
You're having a fantastic time.
I know. I get home in time to unpack and then talk to my husband for a second and a half, my dog, my cat, repack and leave. But I'm loving it's everything is going great. It's beautiful.
Fantastic. It is fantastic. Well, I've introduced you already, but for people who might not know your background, I'm going to start asking personal questions, Patti.
Okay,
Like where were you born? Where did you grow up? You know, like how did your gifts appear? When did you start recognizing that things were slightly not the same as other kids, kind of thing?
I actually thought they were. I am actually a Los Angeles native, actually born in Long Beach, California, born and raised here, where I basically live now in Hollywood. Typical kid, typical family, but I've been talking to the other side since I could talk, May. I remember before, like preschool age, having my special friends, and I knew they weren't imaginary friends. They
Yeah.
were real spirits and beings that gave me real information. I honestly think kids really can see and talk to spirit. It just gets taught out of us in our modern, Western, non mystical, non magical, all the focus on left brain logic society. And so it becomes your imaginary friend, and let's work on 1 + 1 = 2, and it dissipates. Luckily, I didn't dissipate on me. My mom would always go, yeah, grandma did that too. Yeah, grandma could see that too.
Yeah.
I literally, and I was always obsessed with talking to spirit, but it was never dark and it was never morbid. It was just like they had a lot to say and they were fun and interesting. So I literally did my first seance, and seances is one of the things I'm known for internationally, where I lift the veil, where everybody gets to be psychic now. When I was 7 or 8 years old in my little suburban, Long Beach area home, in the hall where there were no windows and stuffed towels under the door, and just went, oh wait, I don't know any dead people. So I like Marilyn Monroe and John Kennedy, anybody at the time that I knew at 7 or 8 years old. And my little hallway, windowless hallway filled with lights and orbs and shadows and sounds. And as I ran out screaming, I was actually jumping up and down going, this is amazing and this is real and this is something that could be controlled and learned. And I became a seeker almost then and there. From my early preteen, I started studying philosophy, science, occult science, religion, magic in every form, because it's all the same. It all comes down to this beautiful energy.
So, I mean, even at a young age, nothing about it scared you at all.
No, no, no. I mean, there was some more scarier than others, but no more than going to the mall or going to school or going to the movie theater. One thing I have always known, and I still firmly, firmly believe, this is our realm of existence. This, our three-dimensional, our gravity ridden, whatever this is. I mean, we're not solid anyway. We're little moving atoms, but this is our realm of existence. Everything on that other side of the veil has to play by our rules. I've always known that, believed that, and thought that, and therefore that has been true. Like if something comes in and it's positive, talk to it. If it feels negative or even positive and you don't want to talk to it, go, no, you're not welcome here. Go away. And guess what they do? You don't want to do it with anger. Yeah, you don't want to do it with fear, because if it is a low vibration, I don't want to go good or low vibration spirit, they would want you to get angry or frightened. Just be like a teacher or a parent. Nope. My house, my go away.
Yeah, it's all about vibration at the end of the day. Everything has vibration.
Everything.
Everything has vibration at the end of the day. And I suppose, I suppose it's if if you reach a vibration of a certain other being, you're more likely to see it, or you're more likely to interact with it. I don't know, that would be my way of thinking about it anyway.
Yeah, it's like everybody uses the levels and realms and dimensions and all the words you use, but there the way I always see it and picture it again when we're doing seances or doing mediumship gallery or just one-on-one talking to spirit, it's like that curtain between the worlds thins. There's lots of ways to allow that to thin and lift it, that everybody can kind of see through that third eye. Everybody can sense and feel. I actually teach this in my school, all the clairaudient, clairvoyant. You don't always have to see something. I could see there's someone behind me. Or I could just feel
Yes.
there's someone
Yeah.
behind me. Or I just know there's someone behind me. I
Yeah.
could taste it. I could smell it. They're all equally valid. And then you just get out of your own way enough to sense it. It's right there.
And can I ask you, Patty, like your friends growing up now when you were, let's say, a teenager, how did you cope with that? Or was
Um,
it a bit of odd?
No, it was I mean, most of it was just I was actually really shy as a child, which anybody who knows me now thinks that's very odd. But I did have some really good friends. And no, I think there was my rebellious period was really, really tiny, was really, really like, nope, I'm not going to talk to spirits. I used to have trouble staying in my body before I learned how to control the energy. So I walked around in the 80s wearing a hat. Because if people like, I bet you all you people out there, how many of you leave your body? Oh, wait, come back in your
Yeah.
body. Like holding on a hat. I mean, you could do it easily energetically, but so it was never weird. My grandfather was this kind of famous philosopher, psychoanalyst, very Freudian, very academic in his work, not spiritual or magical. But I kind of follow in his footsteps of learning and philosophy. I could tap into pretty much every belief system, and it's all the same, only the words have been changed
Yeah.
to
Yeah. But you mentioned your grandmother as well.
my grandmother as well. I think I've got it from both sides of my family. I really do. um my grandfather would have came or did come from Turkey, and from this long, more that whole Middle Eastern and Sephardic, very mystical people, even though he was this academic guy. And my mom's side came from England and Wales and Scotland and all this. And she had that mysticism. That's the grandma who saw things, and somebody would visit her bed all the time.
Yeah.
So I think between the two together, it's like, I came out.
You did. And here we are, and you have traveled, you've traveled so many countries, and and people love you all over the world. But you didn't start out your professional career as a medium or a psychic or anything like that. Were you in the corporate world first?
I was in the corporate. I really hid this. I mean, this has always been who I am. My practice, my magical practice, my being very elemental in my work. But it was very private because I'm a Hollywood girl. I was an actor, I was a dancer. And then when I was too old for Hollywood, which cracks me up decades ago, I decided, well, then I should just produce and hire myself. And I started a production company called Brain Brew Entertainment. So I produced big shows for very corporate, like national banks and Mattel and Microsoft. And I'm like, well, these people probably can't know that I dance around bonfires and
Yeah.
I talk to dead people. I'll just keep that my private life. I'll
Mhm.
just keep that I don't lie about anything, but here's my little corporate
Yeah.
working with the HR department and creating shows. And in my private life. But in 2008, that really big corporate crash and corporate entertainment became a dirty word. At the same time, reality television was going up, up, up.
Ah.
Somebody who knew my private life, my private spirituality, my world, my going, Patti, we're doing this reality show and we really need you to do one of your seances on the show. And I'm like, oh no, thank you very much, but that's my private world. I can't, especially reality. That's really me being, no, I can't. Thank you, but no,
Mhm.
please, no, please, no. And I'm looking at my empty calendar because everything crashed, and I'm like, no, well, what's the name of the show? And literally, I had almost had to hold back a giggle. They go, well, it's called Mobile Home Disaster, and it's on country music television.
Ah. What's Patty Negri doing on mobile home
Like,
disaster?
who would watch that? Who in the whole world would watch a show called Mobile Home Disaster on country music television? Little did I know everybody, but I'm like, okay, well, I don't have anything else going on. It'll be fun. Just this once,
Yeah.
just this. So I went, and it was like, oh, May, like the most fulfilling, magical thing. I got to help this in their little mobile home, this human little girl who everybody thought she was crazy because she was drawing these portals on the ceiling of the motorhome. I'm like, no, there's portals on the ceiling of her motorhome.
Yeah.
And like, listen to her. And I got to help a spirit cross over that was kind of stuck. And equally best of all, I got to open up the minds just a wee bit of the kind of Southern film crew and cast that were like, oh, this isn't evil. This isn't
Yeah.
dark,
Yeah.
any negative. No, it isn't. It's all love and light and beauty. So I'm like, wow, this was the best day ever, but I'm never going to do it again. That's it. So went home, I go, dang, that was fun. All my skills, all my training in front of the camera, behind the camera, my magical training, I got to use doing that, but never again. So about 2 months later, it aired. It's like, oh, that was fun. Looks good. My very first phone call the next day was from my biggest corporate client. Hi, Patti. Hi. I saw you on television last night.
Oh.
Oh, oh no. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. She's like, I didn't know that you were into the paranormal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then she goes, I
Love.
paranormal, and proceeded to tell me her first magical story, her first ghost story. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am
Yeah.
I doing? I'm out of the psychic medium closet. I'm out of the broom closet.
Yes,
This
you
is
have.
who I am. And this is where spirit literally has led me kicking and screaming. And I haven't looked back. I mean, I still have my production company, don't have time to. I did one little gig last year, I think, because this is my passion, versus, teaching ethics and morality to oil men via song and dance extravaganza feeling. I get to teach empowerment to humans, whether it's on a funny TV ghost show or live at a convention or through my books.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah, you have some books out, and you talk to us about your school. Your school is getting very popular now.
I know. I have we have a school. It's called University Magicus or Magic U. We actually call it a real life Hogwarts. But we don't teach A1 any belief system. It's an old-fashioned mysticism mystery school. I have 20 teachers now. I teach mediumship development, psychic development, spell casting. I work a lot with past life works, animals, familiars. And I have 20 teachers now, all different paths and faiths, so long as it's positive and good magic. I have Catholic priest exorcists and my vampire partner and werewolf partner and all forms of magical and paganism and Christianity. But the one thing I tell people, my teachers to say is not, this is the truth. This is
Yeah.
a truth. This is my truth. And then people get to figure out for themselves. We teach astrology and Reiki and all sorts of magical, beautiful, positive, empowering magical arts.
Yeah.
We wanted it affordable because I look into these schools and thousands of dollars. It's like people shouldn't not be able to afford if they want to learn something spirituality. So my school is crazy cheap. I mean, literally membership is $10 a month. A class is between $10 and $20. You're live in a little Zoom room. But if you can't go live, because in the UK it's midnight or 2 a.m. In
Yeah.
Australia it's tomorrow because it is an international school, everybody gets the video the next day. So it's like the best of all worlds.
Yeah.
In the class, we're sitting here having a class. I did a divination class last night, and there was less than 20 people all into, immersive, talking back and forth, very intimate. And then the other 25 people who signed up for would watch it the next day. So it's you,
It works.
and you have the video to keep. So
Yeah.
University
And
Magic.
yeah, and
It's my
people can go back and look over it again and revisit it, and they have it in their library for as long as they want. It's
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and I do a lot of journey work, like meditations with people, which is again one of the things that spirit guides me. So I'm not taking full credit for it at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something to have in your spiritual development library, whatever that is.
So
So
was it a scary thing to decide to write your first book?
it was what it was. It was scary, but it was. working with clients, because I'm a regular day-to-day clients. Again, my whole goal is not, it's about, I love humans and it's about empowering humans. In working with people, I realize how much we give our power away. We give our power away to fear. We give our power away to other people. We give away our power to just limiting belief systems about ourselves, about life, and what we can do. So, and I'm an LA girl and I'm busy. I run the school. I run a network. I tour the world. It's like it is great to meditate for an hour, but I don't have an hour. I have 30 seconds to pull it together. So I would come up with these elemental exercises in 30 seconds or less. I would come up with why a pinch of salt in your toilet will open all your lower chakras when you go to the bathroom. It's a release with every toilet flush. And these little things that I do to bring my magic into from the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed. And so I was saying it over and over again to people going, oh, you just need more balance in your life. Do you get in it? I'm like, well, if I write a book, I won't have to say it every day. It's like, read page 6.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
So that first book was a labor of love. Didn't know what I was doing, self-published it, but it's been a bestseller for 5 years. And it's easy. I wanted it when I started going back decades. My first teacher was a guy named Scott Cunningham, who taught basic, simple, everybody can do it and embrace it, positive magic. So I wanted to follow in his footsteps. Sadly, I got to meet him once, but he's been passed away for decades. But so my book just done well. It stays on the bestsellers list in like 5 different countries. And now this year, I just published a group book on intuition. I'm really proud of. It's Women Gone Wild. It's a series. The first one they did on wealth. I wasn't a part of that one. They invited like 20 women who are experts in intuition. So we each have a chapter, but we're all different from all different parts of the world. Medical doctors, corporate leaders, me, all different realms. We just launched that in New York last month, I think.
And how can people get it?
Everywhere, Target, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, everywhere. It's Women Gone Wild. It's the intuition edition. Wealth is out there, intuition, the other 2 haven't come out yet, but I'm the intuition. It's really good. And then when one I just sold to Llewellyn, they just sent me the cover. It's beautiful. It's on haunted dolls and magical puppets.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
more haunted dolls right now. Everybody has one. Grown men have one. I hardly know a grown man who doesn't have haunted dolls. It's like my daddy wouldn't have understood this. My
Yeah.
grandpa would have. But there's my little bell right in the corner for everybody on video.
You know, for everybody that's out there, feel sorry for me because I never had a doll.
We need to remedy that, my
I
friend.
know, I never had a doll.
See that? I
Yes,
had so
Dad.
many. I think I still have every doll I've ever had. I
Never
have
had a doll.
the Barbies growing up. I have them all. Let me.
Really? Yeah.
But yeah, so it's about because the popularity of haunted dolls and the correct care and feeding of them. You don't want a negative haunted doll because negative spirits aren't fun. It's not like you see on TV. They cause tiredness. They can cause illness. You want a positive haunted doll. So how to find one or create one and take care of one. And then it's also on magical puppets, which are little magical dolls that you use in spell casting.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, is that a voodoo doll or who? No, it's a puppet. Like I have one that represents me. It's a little white cotton doll. If I get a headache, I stick a pin in my little doll's head and it takes away the headache. It's like acupuncture, but they're used for spell casting and magic and protection. So I've combined the 2 and coming from kind of a witchy magical perspective. So that'll be out next year.
But like Patty, if you think about it, like I brought you around Ireland there a few years ago, and we saw all these places. Like we have, you know, it should probably be back to pagan times, and when people, Irish people are that little bit more spiritual because we're closer to the ground and we're closer to, you know, the Christianity hasn't totally taken over paganism, and we're still very spiritual. I mean, I would say you can't throw a stone in Ireland, but you'd hit a ghost, that kind of a way.
The
And yet,
magic
I
in
mean,
Ireland.
yeah,
The second, I mean, stepping off the plane, you feel it. It it is magical land. You couldn't not believe in some form of magic. Just walk through a field like that's behind you right now.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
balance.
You know, I mean, we have the trees, we have the wishing trees all around the sacred sites, and we have the wishing wells, and we have Then on the other side, you have your Celtic crosses, and you've got the whole works, and you've got all these um, fairy forts, and the whole it's covered, you know. So
Covered. Yeah, and you just tapping into nature, which we need to do so badly. We've gotten so far away with industrial age and automatic lights and the temperature and everything. And so I'm so excited to go back to Ireland because I'm
yeah,
gonna get a nice hit of the magic.
will we talk about that tour?
Yes,
First of
let's.
all, everybody, Patty was with me in 2022, May 2022, and we had a ball. And I remember one particular time, because Patty is very good. She can talk. But there was one time we were walking, and she was right in front of me, and we were at the very, very top of Ireland, and we were in a place called the Giant's Causeway. And that place is very magical, but it's full of myths and legends. And it is actually, it's 40,000 basalt rocks that came up 50 million years ago during a volcano. But there's a lot of myths and legends and everything. Like we have these stories about, there's Finn McCool from Ireland, who was a big giant, and there's the other guy from Scotland, and they were throwing stones across at each other across the sea, and there's all these kind of stories. But anyhow, I was videoing the walk going up to the Giant's Causeway, and I saw Patty, and I asked her, what do you think, Patty? And she turned around, and you literally could not speak, could you?
I couldn't. I couldn't. The beauty, the energy, the majesty, looking at something you have never even seen on this planet before. For one, the shapes of I was speechless.
I know, I know. I think I'm probably the only one that has seen you speechless, Patty.
Probably.
That was magic in itself. That was magic in itself. But it is an amazing place. We went to another magical place that you had a great experience, Pat Noon's Fairy Farm in Galway.
Oh. I still use my peat. Oh, I so sparingly, so carefully.
Yeah,
I use it in spells and magic, knowing how old it is and how much magic is in there.
I
It,
know. And his farm, and he's got a fairy fort, and he's got a fairy portal, and cairns and standing stones and standing rocks, and he's a healer as well. But we are going to be going back in May of 2025. Where did that time go?
it flies.
I cannot believe it. I can share this and I can show people. Will we talk a little bit about it?
Yes, yes.
We'll do this. We will do it. We are going to celebrate, again, it's a very, very old Celtic pagan holiday, actually. Now, in America, it's called Baltane.
Mhm.
In Ireland, it's the Irish word for May. It's called Baltana. So if you hear me saying Baltana, it's
It's
it's Baltane in American. It is actually a word from the Irish language, Baltana. So if you want to find out about this trip, it starts May the 8th and it goes on until the 16th of 2025. So we have just less than a year, really. Maybe what, 10 months or something, but
like
it'll be
something like
fantastic. It's extremely, extremely affordable, but I'm going to go down and I'm going to do a quick. If you go on We Travel or go on the website, Secret Ireland Tours LLC.com, and click the Spooky Tours tab, and then click the Tours for 25. Scroll down and you'll see this picture. You'll see Patty's picture, and there's a link there. It'll show you everything about the trip. It'll show you what your cost covers, what it doesn't cover, and it'll show you your itinerary. And we're going to go quickly through it and let people have a good idea. So day one, we're going to take, people will arrive in. Some people like to come in a couple of days early, and we can organize, we can help you with that. But this is an amazing place. It's called Powers Court House and Gardens. And then we go up to Glendalough. But the gardens in this place, Powers Court, they're magnificent. And there's actually a fairy garden, there's a Japanese garden, there's ponds, there's a pet graveyard, there's a distillery, there's a beautiful cafe. And on that estate, there's also a beautiful waterfall that we might just be able to pop down and see as well. Now, the first day will be easy. We won't be doing too much because people will be tired. And then we're going to go up to a place called Glendalough. Glendalough is a 4th century monastery. It dates back to the 4th century with round towers and everything. Believe me, you will, if you're sensitive at all, you're going to pick up stuff. But the scenery on the way up and the scenery there is beautiful. So then we come back, we stay in this hotel outside Dublin. I don't want to bring people into Dublin. It's just a little bit too busy, and the hotel I pick has a beautiful swimming pool and a spa and the whole lot, and people can just relax and go. There's a golf course right around the hotel as well. People can go golfing if they want. So the next day, you're going to be doing a little bit of exploring and investigating. We're going to Malahide Castle, first of all, which is, it'll be about 5 miles from our hotel, maybe 8 miles. It has been haunted by at least 5 different spirits. And then we're going up to this place. This place is called Hell's Fire Club.
Mhm.
Have you heard about this,
I've
Patti?
heard of it. Yeah.
This is a very, very, very famous place, and it is very active. So you'll be doing an investigation there, and then we'll bring you back down to Dublin. And Brazen Head Pub Bar is one of the most haunted bars on the east coast of Ireland. So we'll pop in there as well, and we can explore Dublin for a while. Let people, just go around Temple Bar and have a look and see. So that would be day 2. Day 3 is the special day. Now, this is the highlight of the tour. It's called the Festival of Fire on the Hill of Uisneach. Uisneach is the dead centre of Ireland, and it is a hill, and it's a very sacred hill. It is one of the most sacred hills on Ireland, and it's where the High Kings would have been inaugurated. And what happened, and what still happens to this day, they will set they have a fire festival. They have the galloping of the horses. They have the drumming of the drums. They have the chanting of the people. But they build one big, massive, massive fire in the dead center of the hill of Uisneach. And as soon as the sun goes down, the parade comes up. It's all very, very. It's amazing to watch. It really is, and it's all very ceremonial. They go in and they light the fire, and all of a sudden it lights up. But then the magic of it is you see the 7 hills around it, all the fires one by one light up once the main fire is lit. So it really is, it's just such a, it just, the festival itself, I don't know whether it's that I'm Irish or what, but I mean, even other people that have come with me have said it really brings your roots right down into the ground. It's a magical, magical festival. So that's what we'll be doing on day 3. And it will really be a special, special time. And we're hoping that Diet Renee's group will join you on that particular night as well. So that will be the highlight of the 2 tours, because she's coming in on the 4th, and she will be leaving earlier than you, but the 2 tours hopefully will meet up and you'll get to hang out together and everything. I think that'll be great.
Great. I love Diet. Love
Yeah,
Diet.
she is fantastic. She is fantastic. So day 4, we're going to go to Birr Castle, very, very special castle. There's beautiful gardens in it. There's an observatory. And then Bunratty Castle. Great, great tour, but there's a fantastic folk park there as well. And this is just for fun. This is just one of these fun times. And then you'll be doing a couple of workshops here and there. So I've kind of just thrown them in here and there. That's day 4. Day 5, I'm doing it quickly. So, Cliffs of Moher. Oh, do you remember when I brought you to the Slieve League cliffs and we went in the boat? Well, we're going to go to the Cliffs of Moher, and we're also going to go by boat. We're going to see the cliffs from the top, and we're going to see the cliffs from the bottom, from the ocean. And then we're going to go into a cave system, Doolin cave system. So that would be nice. Day 6, this is a very special place. This is the Aran Islands. We're going to go to the islands that's off Galway. That, what you're looking at there, is Dunangus. It is a fort. And the islands are as magical as Ireland is. The islands of Ireland are absolutely magical, and the people are absolutely amazing. Now they speak in the Irish language, but they can't speak English. But but you know, it's amazing. It's an amazing, amazing place to visit. And I think at least once in your life, it's nice to be able to pop into one of these islands off the west coast of Ireland. If you're in Ireland, you should pop into one of the islands. So that would be a full day, because you know you can take a jaunting cart, or you can take a bike, or we could get a bus and go around the island. The island isn't very big, you know, but it's just a magical place to go.
Beautiful.
So day 7. Where is this, Patty? Do you know where this is?
Nope.
This is
Leap.
Le
I do.
this
I
is
can
Lep
read.
Castle. This is Lep Castle. Yeah. This is Lep Castle, and you can do an investigation there. It's a magic again. It is very, very, very active. And Sean Ryan, the owner, Sean is a musician. That's how I know him actually. Sean will tell stories of Harriet and Emily, the young kids, and the governess that comes out on a regular basis. He'll talk about the elemental that's up near the bloody chapel. It's very, very, very haunted. It's haunted outside. I mean, there's a lot of activity outside as well. But that is day 7, and day 8 is a shopping day in Dublin, and we get to stay in Fitzpatrick's Castle the night before we leave. And
Nice.
you'd never know what other surprises we have thrown. There's always surprises thrown in. There might be an evening investigation thrown in there somewhere. But there might be a couple of workshops thrown in there as well. Not we don't want to overburden you, Patty, but then
Oh no, but like
yeah,
you said, I'm a talker, so I, yeah, this is going to be fun, and I'm happy to talk and teach and read and do everything this whole time. We're all be together. It's going to be one big family.
it is, and that's the way it was the last time, and that's what I love about it, because it's amazing. You know, I say it in all these podcasts. I watch people coming in the first day at the airport, and they're all kind of nervous, and they don't kind of want to say too much to each other. But as the days go on, you can see them all beginning to bond together, and you can see all these friendships developing, and then you see them crying when they're leaving the day of the flight home, but then you see them continuing to have conversations on Facebook. And I mean, for instance, last week, 2 girls that were on one of actually your tour, 2 of the girls, Roxana and Molly, came
Yes.
came to Cincinnati and hung out with myself and Beth and Melissa and Susie. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they came. Where did they come from? Was it Minneapolis or was it California? I'm not quite sure. But this is what happens with the tours, and it's magical. It really is magical.
It's a bonding. It's a magical bonding experience. So forever. Yeah.
It is. It is. So that's the tour basically. So if anyone wants to join Patty, do, because she's fantastic fun. And
It's
oh,
fantastic. There is not a better tour guide you can have. It's her home. It's her May. And she's a musician. She might have lent a little message. That's why I know him from music. She is this amazing traditional Irish musician that we might get some little concerts in there too, right?
we might, we will, and I'll teach them a few dirty singing, drinking songs and all that.
Yeah.
It's all fun. It's all about having fun. But that is a requirement. Do you remember, Patty? I ask everybody, get a song for the bus, or get
Yep.
a ghost story for the bus,
Yep.
or get a joke for the bus. But everybody gets involved. You're not going to be listening to me all day long on the bus. You're not going to be listening to Patty all day long. She needs to rest her voice. Guys, you are going to be entertaining us on the bus. And it's great fun. It really is great fun. So if anyone wants to sign up as soon as you can and get you, because we're only taking 25 people. So go to secretirelandtoursllc.com or go to Patty's Patty's page. I'm sure she'll probably have
Yeah, I will
information.
connect you to her. Any
Yeah,
questions you have from my end, any questions about the tour, go to May. Any questions about what I'm doing, how safe you're going to be in all these haunted and magical places, you could not be with a
yeah,
more
exactly.
educated, experienced person than May
Yeah,
and myself.
yeah.
Any of those.
Because I know all these places, and I've brought people to all these places, and I've had to ask the fairies for permission many, many times. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest, if I bring you somewhere and I walk in, and it has happened to me only once, um, I got the feeling, no, don't come here today, don't bring anyone here today. So I had to turn around and say, sorry guys, I can't. But other than that, it has never happened. You know, it's your gut feeling again. You're either you feel you're being welcomed, or you're intruding and you don't intrude. It's as simple as that.
They
But
were pretty nice, so they probably want to or okay with us because you go in with respect, and this is stuff we'll tell you. You go in with respect and honor, and
yeah. But anyhow, Secret Ireland Tours LLC.com. Hit the tab for spooky tours. Hit the tab for um 2025. And all the links are there. There's an interactive map on Patty's page. And if you click that map and click the icons, you'll actually see videos of the places that we're going as well, which is lovely. And then there's a button that'll bring you into the We Travel, which you're looking at now. And it gives you all the information you need. But if anyone wants any information, just contact MAI at secretirelandtoursllc.com, or you can contact Patty, and
Patty.
we'll fill you in on it all. But it will be a great tour.
Join us. You'll
Yeah.
be so happy that you did. It'll be memories of a lifetime.
So tell me, Patty, what are you up to next?
Next, I am going on a private investigation this week, quietly. And then I'm actually doing kind of a witchy tour of the UK
Oh,
in
nice.
2 weeks, kind of witchy and dragons of England. And then I've got Massachusetts Paracon, I've got the Warren Paracon, I've got Orange County Paracon, I've got the Vampire Ball in New Orleans always, and I don't know, Texas a couple times, New Jersey once or twice.
Do you
Got
ever get down to Kentucky or Ohio or anything? Why don't you come down this way?
well, because somebody has to invite me.
Okay, we'll have to work on that.
Somebody has to invite me. I've hardly even been to Ohio. I know some. I
And
guess
have you worked with you're doing something with Rob Thompson?
Rob Thompson. Yes, I am. I think we're going to do the Warrens Paracon together. We're going to do a gallery we're calling Reconnecting. We did it somewhere this year. It all kind of
I know.
spins. And
Yeah,
where am I now? I have no idea, but it's pretty.
I know.
Wake
Yes,
up, where am I? I don't
I know.
know.
Yeah, it's
Pretty.
fantastic.
But of all these great places I'm going, and get to go, I am grateful. I am the luckiest woman in the world. I know that. Um, there's no place like Ireland. I will say it right here and right now. What I experienced with you and why I'm so looking for it with all these other great places I'm going, it's Ireland, you guys.
Yeah.
So if you get to go to one place that's exotic and far away, join us in Ireland.
And the scenery is stunning as well. It's beautiful. I mean, the only thing we don't have is fantastic weather all the time. I cannot guarantee the weather all the time, but other than that, it's beautiful. And just for anyone who wants to know what I'm sitting in front of, that's called Knocknarea. It's in County Sligo, and it's a mountain with Queen Maeve's grave on the top of it. And I climbed that mountain in June. And
Um,
this, and as luck would have it, it had rained the night. This is the magic again. It had rained the night before, and it had rained the day before, and the morning of the climb, it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yay.
Yeah, and
What's
when I got up to the top, I sang a song, and this little skylark, she fluttered over my head, and she sang with me. And then she flew away, and she was the only bird in the sky. And I didn't notice it until somebody pointed. I heard her. I could see her, but I didn't realize she was the only bird in the sky until she flew away. Wasn't that magic?
Well, your singing is magic. I remember when you did that at the fairy farm and we were in that little grove and then you sang and the sun came out and it just, and butterflies. It was just like we're in a Disney movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's magic. It's all magic. Ireland is really a magical place. So I and Patty is magic, and we always have great fun. And
Yeah,
I adore the time that I get to spend with you, Patty, because we have great fun.
we do. And I adore the time I get to spend. You could not have a better travel agent, you guys, with more passion, more fun, more joy, more knowledge.
And we'll tell a few dirty jokes as well.
Yeah. Don't tell. What
Yeah,
happened
don't.
to Valentine's Days in Ireland?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. What is said and what is sung over there and what is thought over there, with regard to dirty jokes and things like that. We can leave it. We can leave it over. So what have you tonight now? Can you rest this evening?
No. I've got my witches movie coven in a few minutes where
Oh,
we're talking. It's five of us who talk about any witchcraft in movies, the good, the bad, the ugly, from Wizard of Oz to The Craft to B movies to horror movies to Hallmark movies. And it's very funny. We rate them and yeah, no, days young.
what we'll do so then, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Magical Ireland with May and my guest Patti Negri. Our tour is Baltana Magic. How do you pronounce it? Magicus or
Oh,
Baltana.
University of Magicus is my school. Magic is magic, with or without a K.
Okay, so Ireland, May 2025. Come with us because it's going to be a fantastic time. Patty, thank you so much for joining me. I want to ask you all, please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, please contact us. It'd be great to hear from you, and it'll be great to spend some time in Ireland with you next year as well. Something to look forward to.
Yes.
Okay, Guy, bye.